The Super Mario Bros. Movie is officially out. In fact, it has been out for almost a week now. One thing that has been very interesting to observe is the reaction to the film. While the audience seems to love it, the critics have not been too kind. That, however, has not slowed the movie down at all when it comes to box office numbers. Thus far, the movie has had an incredible opening, breaking almost every record in its way. It is very unclear at this point why the reception from the critics has been so low. With the exception of a very few, most reviewers from major outlets did not even try to give the movie a fair shake. The same can be said about some Hollywood actors. Around every corner you have people trying to cause controversy where none exists. Some have been trying to slap every bad label on this movie they can possibly think of. At the end of the day, you will always have people trying to give the most controversial opinions they can think of. The internet might be responsible for many great things, but they are also responsible for bringing the stupid out in people. That, however, has not stopped the Super Mario Bros. Movie from performing well above expectation. With all of this, let's talk box office numbers for Super Mario Bros. To start things off, on Friday alone, they managed to gross over $55 million. In total, this gave the movie a 5-day domestic total of $195 million. This is well above what most expected. This means that overall, Super Mario Bros. Had the second best domestic opening for any animation. They are only behind Incredibles 2. Internationally, the movie is currently standing at $368 million. With these numbers, they are now the record holders for Best Animated Movie Opening, beating out previous record holder Frozen 2, who managed to gross $358 million. However, the impressive accolades for Super Mario Bros. Does not stop there. With their success at the box office, they have now secured the top spot for Best Opening ever for a video game adaptation. Overall, the movie is breaking all expectations. With these box office numbers, they might go on to pull massive numbers over the next few weeks. Although they had quite a large budget, it is all but certain that this movie will be a massive profit for the studio. It also all but confirms that a sequel is on the cards. There has been quite a bit of rumor lately that Nintendo is trying to set up its own cinematic universe. All of this obviously depended on the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Its success can see other films like Zelda also get their very own movie or series. Over the last couple of years, animations have not had the best of times. Disney is the world leader in animated productions, but that domination has not been present when it comes to box office numbers. Strange World failed to make any type of meaningful impact, grossing only $74 million. This was a massive studio failure for Disney. Sadly, Lightyear starring Chris Evans did not do much better either, making only $2,264 million. This movie too was an overall loss for the studio. Sadly for Disney, things are not set to get much better. Over the last couple of years, there has been a massive shift for them. Many feel like Disney has lost its way when it comes to certain messages that they are trying to push. It is worth pointing out that not everyone feels this way. However, over the last few years, there has been enough of a decline for Disney to make some drastic changes. Just last year, they decided to fire their previous CEO and instead bring back Bob Iger. It is unclear, however, if this will have any meaningful impact moving forward. With that said, it is not complete doom and gloom for them. Disney continues to be the market leader in movies. Even with their recent box office failures, they still continue to bring in record profits every year. With all of the success that the Super Mario Bros. Movie has achieved at the box office, one question still remains. Why are critics so harsh towards the movie? Around every corner, the film is being blasted with a new hit piece every day. On Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is currently standing at 56%. The audience score, however, is at a very strong 96%. Critics are bashing the movie from every angle you can possibly think of. Some are bashing the movie for being too much like video games. Others feel like the messaging should have been stronger. The only conclusion I can draw from these critic reviews is that these are older people interested in politics. Over the past few years, we have seen personal politics make its way into movies like never before. Animation is no exception to this. Thus, it is not a surprise that the criteria for every critic might be a strong political or social message. With that not present in this movie, we are seeing many within the industry turn against the film. The audience, on the other hand, seems to love it. This proves that many still just want to see a good old-fashioned animated movie that focuses on the story. At the end of the day, the film serves to be a fan service. If you are a long-time Super Mario Bros. Player, you will love it. They go out of their way to make the movie feel like a video game. Now granted, that is obviously very intentional. At the end of the day, this movie still serves to promote video game sales. It is not a coincidence that the Mario games are on sale and in every game store's front window. Although the Super Mario Bros. Movie is a massive commercial success, it is not without its critics. As stated, people are coming up with anything to bash the movie. One person who has been very vocal against the movie is former Luigi star John Leguizamo, who was in the original 1993 movie. He did not hold back his criticism of the movie, calling it racist. He stated that the lack of Latino actors in the movie is a massive problem. In fact, he believes a Latino actor should be playing the lead. Now, in all honesty, I was never aware that Mario and Luigi were Latino. I was always under the impression that they were Italian. However, in my opinion, none of that really matters. As long as you can do the voice, it does not really matter what race, ethnicity, or even sex you are. However, Leguizamo also went on to say that he was the only one who could make the Super Mario Bros. Script good. Personally, in my opinion, that statement alone should be enough for us not to take anything he says seriously. However, there are quite a few people who actually share this opinion. Although this sentiment is not shared by the public, it is shared by the reviewers. A common buzzword for plenty of professional critics was lack of diversity. I think that most people will agree that this notion is ridiculous. I am not sure how much diversity people want from a cast that is filled with gorillas, mushrooms, frogs, and talking clouds. Overall, despite some internet losers giving out ridiculous criticism, the movie is doing great. It is shaping up to be a massive box office success, and it will be interesting to see what Nintendo does next. If rumors of a Nintendo universe are true, this is a great start for them. If nothing else, we will at least get to see a sequel. Ultimately, only time will tell what the future will hold.